if you're a young, aspiring business owner, online entrepreneur, maybe you already have a business, I want to give kind of a controversial opinion where I think that university, college, wherever you are, is still worth doing, even if, like, I get you have to take out the debt, I get that it can suck up a lot of your time depending on what you're doing, but I still think it's incredibly useful depending on what you use it for. So myself, I'm 21 years old. I'm just about to graduate from university in the UK. I did a history bachelor's degree and I should be getting like a 2-1 relatively easily. I haven't put in all that much effort, to be honest, so I'm pretty happy with it. But I have technically 3 online businesses. And this is just a random YouTube channel, which I figured, like, hey, I can talk in the car about things that I find interesting and things that will help other people like me. And I remember back in first year of university, I was hating it. I tried doing the whole going out thing, like going to clubs and partying and drinking, and I really didn't enjoy it. I got very bored very quickly, and my course was not particularly interesting at the time. Again, like I said, I was doing history. I love history. I listen to history documentaries constantly, but of course the education system's version of history is very communist in nature, right? Which didn't really appeal to an entrepreneurial business owner. Anyway, so I was 18 at the time, right? I'd had a business for about 2 or 3 years, doing like online flipping sort of thing, like with physical products. I wasn't like drop shipping or anything. No judgment, but you know. Anyway, and I was making decent money off of it. I really was. And then I started a little bit of a side project of that business, which is now the main business. And it kind of started blowing up. So a couple of months into university, I remember I was so lonely. I was so depressed and bored. And I literally would just sit in my university room playing video games. And I remember calling my mum and I was like, Mum, the business is doing well. I should just put all of my time into the business and drop out now. She convinced me not to, and her reasoning was mainly because the degree was like a backup plan, right? Which, from, you know, the older generation mindset makes sense, right? Like, oh, I could go into journalism or something, or I could do a law degree as like a conversion from a history degree. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I'm not going to do that, but okay. And my reasoning was, to be fair, I live in like a very rural countryside-y area, which you may be able to see out of the back window. And there's not a lot here. Like, I live in a town of a few thousand people. It's not even really a town. And I was in a city for university. Well, I still am technically, and I realized, wait, university isn't just about the degree. This is what I really want to hammer home, is if you go to university solely to get the degree and spend the money to get the degree in the hopes that you're going to make more money in the future from that degree, some degrees okay, law, something like law, engineering, computer science, something like that, reasonable. But I'm talking to online entrepreneurs, right? I'm not talking to people who want to go down a career path where a degree is required, right? So what's the point? I've done so much in university. I've changed so much, and my business has like skyrocketed as a result of that, right? I've become the kind of person, because of university, because of a different environment where I've been forced to change, who can achieve the things that I want to achieve, if that makes sense. So, you know, back to my story, right? I was incredibly lonely, depressed in like the first semester of university. How did I get out of that once I decided to stay? Well, I joined a kickboxing club at my university, and I was terrible when I began. I mean, I'm a tall guy, I was going to the gym, I'm relatively strong, but I was not flexible whatsoever. I've never fought in my life before, I've never been in a fight. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give kickboxing a go. And And I ended up going to a tournament a few months after I started, and I won it very convincingly. And that changed the kind of person that I became. Through kickboxing, I didn't necessarily find a social group that I started to interact with and become less lonely, but it gave me more of a purpose. Something like kickboxing I would have never ever done if I wasn't put in that kind of uncomfortable environment. Another example, chess. I am currently in the top 1,000 chess players in England, which is pretty good, like officially. And I only managed to play as much chess as I've been able to in person because I was in a city where that was easily accessible, right? Another example, I started playing football again, and I've fallen back in love with football, and I plan to continue it for years to come. And I'd stopped playing football before I went to university. I wasn't playing football in my first year of university, but because in the city there were things close to me and I had nothing to do. I was so bored because there was nothing to do because my degree is dead easy. I didn't put any time into it. Again, I wasn't there for the degree. That I had to find things to do. But don't waste your time. Like, if you're going to be put in this different environment, right, do different things. Like, do interesting things that are going to change who you are. I also, from that chess, started a chess YouTube channel, which is currently on like 14,000 subscribers. I'm making like 50 quid a day from it, which is nothing insane, but I mean, I only spend about an hour a day on the channel. 50 quid an hour is dead good wages, right? That's really good wages, and it's only going to grow. Again, I only started that because I was bored and had nothing to do. The only reason I can speak, like, I would say I'm a relatively good speaker, right? The only reason that I can speak relatively well is because I was like, I'm so bored. I'm going to make some chess content on YouTube because, like, why not, right? Why not? And yeah, it was terrible. Don't get me wrong. It was terrible. I could not speak. I took a couple of breaks from it as well because I was getting nowhere with it. I got bored of it because I didn't see results. But other than a couple of breaks, I posted every single day, and the channel's growing, and I'm continuing to post every single day, and the channel keeps on growing. Again, I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't gone to university. If I hadn't gone to university, I would still be doing the same online flipping that I was doing when I was 16. I'm 21 now. Is that necessarily a bad thing? No, not necessarily. But would I have achieved many of the things that make me think highly of myself now? No, probably not. Also, I wouldn't have met my girlfriend. I only met my girlfriend because she also went to the kickboxing club at university, and she's an incredible kickboxer. I mean, I can still beat her because I'm way bigger than her, but like, compared to other girls her size, she's unbelievable. I wouldn't have met her if I hadn't have gone to university, right? My life would be completely different, and not in a particularly good way, I don't think. You have to be forced out of your comfort zone. There's this trend, I think it was maybe about a year ago in the sort of manosphere, which was like, I think Hamza talked about it, I think First Man talked about it. They were like, change your location. You have to go somewhere else and be put out of your comfort zone intentionally. And then you will have the ability to change the person you are, right? Because if you stay in the same place with the same people doing the same things, you're not going to change who you are, right? Because people's expectations of you will be, oh, he is this thing. And so if you step outside of that boundary, it's weird. You feel weird. People around you feel weird. Whereas if you can go somewhere else, change the person you are, I think that's quite valuable. And again, most degrees are pointless. I'm well aware. Most degrees are a money pit. I'm well aware. But I still think it's one of the easiest ways to get out of your comfort zone. Join some societies at uni as well. Like, the societies at uni are some of the things that have made me who I am now. Don't sleep on university. If you're like a young aspiring entrepreneur, don't go to university for the sake of going to university, right? That's not what I'm saying. It's not going to be for everybody, but don't completely write it off. If you can make more money while you're at university than your degree costs as well, which is what I do, it's not that big a deal. You can just pay it off pretty quickly. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, that's about it.